to get there, did you have any inspiration? Did you have anything that you kind of looked at before and thought, okay, how can I take from that and, put my own spin on it and create what you've created?
Yeah, well, it came about because of the reasons I've talked about, having looked back and thought, you've done some interesting things. Maybe that would be interesting. But being, human, we always think, that no one's going to want to read that. And when you start to do it, it's a massive leap of faith because, you're sitting down at home, writing on a blank screen, something that you don't really know where it's going, and you've got no idea if it's any good or if anyone will ever read it. And then suddenly you end up with a book like that sitting on the side in the flesh. It's a magical thing. But in answer to your question, I really wanted it to be, I've always enjoyed reading. So as a kid, I read loads, still do. I loved sort of classical adventure type stories, Treasure Island and things like that, where, they got in all sorts of escapades and there was danger and there was exotic places and so, yeah, exactly that. Yeah. And so, as I said, Bill Bryson I thought was great because he just went round doing things. He would go somewhere, like turn up here, and he would start writing about it and turn it into something that actually was quite interesting. Whereas on the face of it, he'd just gone to look round a place. And I thought, well, great skill. So because then you can do anything. I can go and get a pint of milk from the shop, and as long as I can write about it in a way that makes you interested, then you've got a story. And of course, then the whole world becomes your canvas, because as long as I can keep going and doing things that are not just boring and not very interesting, you have to have something interesting going on. But if you travel a lot, you do see amazing things, and you see, incredible landscapes, and you meet really unusual people, and you end up doing things that are really interesting anyway. And then writing about it is really easy because it is so unusual. And then I throw in a few, jokes at my expense, or I get myself in some sort of trouble, and suddenly there's a chapter there. And then you get to the end of the chapter and you think, okay, this is the way to end that. And I know the perfect thing to follow that would be something maybe completely different. But I'm not a great planner or a plotter, or I don't, sit down and say, right, these are my 15 chapters, let's start them. I just write, and it starts to come together.